This guy has made it clear how he stands. He's sitting down at Mar-a-Lago after he got elected president, and this was his exact quote. He's talking to a bunch of folks at Mar-a-Lago. You're rich as hell, and we're going to give you a tax cut. At the same time, he was telling workers they get paid too much already. That's who this guy is. You tell me who in Wisconsin is sitting around saying, damn, I wish they'd give billionaires tax cuts and screw me over. Damn, I wish they'd take my health care away. I wish they'd underfund my public school. I wish they would make my job more difficult and more dangerous. And then at the end of the day, I wish they'd make me work till I'm 75 years old. No one's saying that. No one's asking for that agenda. What they're asking for is to be treated fairly with dignity. That's what we have.
For this upcoming election, the only pro-labor ticket running to be in the White House is Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz, and I'll prove it.
To see Donald Trump, or frankly to not see Donald Trump on the campaign trail seems like a real unforced error. Something, you know, if you want to stand with labor, you show up on Labor Day, right? That's kind of the mission. You contrast that with what we're seeing from the Harris campaign, which is a very intentional rollout for the first time together in this new formulation with Harris at the top of the ticket and Biden no longer on it, is the president and the vice president as a ticket showing up for a campaign event here.
While Harris and Walz were on a Labor Day campaign blitz, Donald Trump and JD Vance sat around and said, "F you to union workers." In between shanking golf balls like usual, Trump was furiously posting on his failing social media site, Truth Social. He was claiming that he was the best president for American workers. I mean, it wouldn't be Trump if he didn't try to make it about himself, right? In my first term, we achieved major successes to protect American workers. We also invested heavily in education and job training programs. We were an economic powerhouse, all because of the American worker. But Kamala and Biden have undone all of that. Well, that's weird because union worker Tyrese West shared a different experience of being in a union under Donald Trump.
He told us he wouldn't allow factories to shut down, and then guess what happened? Factories across Michigan closed their doors. Trump said he was going to protect our jobs and then lost nearly 300,000 jobs on his watch, including more than 30,000 of these manufacturing jobs. And then with the Project 2025 agenda, it will give him power to go after the right to organize. And it will try to dismantle our unions and then make life even more expensive for us.
Also, did you see the Chiron? Harris and Walz court union workers this Labor Day while Trump and Vance sit today out. The difference between Harris and Walz's pro-labor ticket versus Trump and Vance's anti-union ticket could not be more clear.
On one side, we have Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, who have stood shoulder to shoulder with the working class. On the other side, we have Trump and Vance, two lapdogs for the billionaire class who only serve themselves. So for us in the labor movement, it's real simple. Kamala Harris is one of us. She's a fighter for the working class. And Donald Trump is a scam.
If it's not clear by now, the Republican Party is not our friend, and they're only here to help themselves.
He does know something about working people, Donald Trump does. He knows how to take advantage of them. That's what he knows how to do. Every single chance these guys have gotten, they've waged wars on workers in the middle class. As president, Trump blocked overtime for millions of workers. Hell, why pay the bills? He doesn't pay his own. Why should we pay somebody for overtime? What are they going to do? That's what they do. He opposed efforts to raise the minimum wage, for God's sakes. That shouldn't be that difficult. If people put in an honest day's work, they should receive an honest day's pay.
Tim Walz is very good at this because he relates to everyday workers, which is the opposite of weird elitist JD Vance.
Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the next Vice President of the United States of America, Senator JD Vance.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Well, Semper Fi, guys. We got some, it sounds like we got some fans and some haters. That's okay.
The IAFF greeted Vance with boos while Walz got a roaring cheer.
Please welcome Minnesota Governor and Democratic candidate for Vice President Tim Walz to our IAFF family.
Well, good morning. I know you got a lot of important business to get through this week, but I do want to say how grateful I am and what a privilege it is to stand in front of this group.
And just to give you a sense of how voters are responding to MAGA right now, watch how they interact with Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin.
Comment is, I think all of you should move over here, and all of you should move over there, because you all are sitting on the wrong sides. This is right, and that is left.
As you could hear from the crowd, they're not only booing Youngkin, but they're also drowning him out with chants of "we're not going back." And just for context, this is Buena Vista, Virginia, which went 67% for Trump in 2020, but this year, something is different. The difference is a call for Democratic policies and a hope for a better tomorrow, not MAGA's fascist policies in Trump's Project 2025. And don't forget, Trump's Project 2025 leader said this.
MSNBC, for example, are losing their minds daily is because our side is winning. And so I come full circle in this response and just want to encourage you with some substance that we are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
Bloodless? Who the hell talks like this? Again, Republicans do not care about us or our well-being. Compare that to Harris-Walz, who are here for the American people. They stand with unions because unions are the ones that continue to build this country and make it great.
Everywhere I go, I tell people, look, you may not be a union member, you better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. Because what we know is when union wages go up, everybody's wages go up. When union workplaces are safer, every workplace is safer. When unions are strong, America is strong.
And just so you know, unions hate Donald Trump so much that none of them have endorsed him. I mean, unions hate Donald Trump so much that he had to pay a non-union shop owner $20,000 to stage a fake union rally. And you think unions are gonna love Trump after that?
Bad idea.
Unlike Trump, Harris believes in unions, and they believe in her.
She's gotten the endorsement of every major union across the country for the simple fact that she stands with labor. The Biden-Harris administration was the most pro-labor administration we've seen in decades. And Donald Trump now has a record. Back in 2016, okay, he didn't have a record. He made some promises. Those promises were not fulfilled. He tried to pack the National Labor Relations Board with anti-labor activists, if you will, and that's devastating.
This is a stark contrast to Trump, who doesn't care about American labor. He never has, and he never will.
As a line of clothing. Now, where were these made?
These were made, I don't know where they were made, but they were made someplace. But they're great. It's ties, shirts, cufflinks, everything sold at Macy's, and they're doing great. #1 selling tie anywhere in the world.
#1 selling tie anywhere in the world. You wouldn't wear that shirt?
We also have them in white and beautiful white.
Where are the shirts made? Bangladesh.
Well, it's good.
Okay.
We employ people in Bangladesh.
Ties? Where are the ties
they
made?
Have to work
These are
too.
Beautiful ties.
They are great ties.
The ties are made in where? China? Ties are made in China.
Well, I'll tell you, and you know what, David, in all fairness, I've been very open about that, and not all of them, by the way, but I've been very open about that. Are you okay? Is the
no,
chair
I'm
was
fine.
Made in China.
Yeah, I know.
The chair was made in China.
The chair was made in China.
You buy that at Macy's, by the way.
And if it's not clear, this is who the Republican Party thinks will be great for American workers. Two scabs who don't give a shit about American labor. They made their bed, and now they're gonna have to lie in it. And speaking of beds, I want to thank today's sponsor, Miracle Made. Did you know that traditional bed sheets can harbor more bacteria than a toilet seat? It can lead to acne, allergies, and stuffy noses, and it's just gross. Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning antibacterial bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent up to 99.7% of bacteria growth and require up to 3 times less laundry. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every night. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands, and feel as nice if not nicer than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. Go to trymiracle.com/Gabe to try Miracle Sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo Gabe at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Gabe and use the code Gabe to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Gabe to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. And who could forget about Trump's other comments about unions?
Same thing with the unions. That's right. They get their little 5%. They get another 2%. They get another 3%, 4%. Then all of a sudden they're making more money than the people that own the company.
Remember when Trump promised that he was going to save manufacturing jobs, but then just let them slip away?
If I'm elected, you won't lose one plant. You'll have plants coming into this country. You're going to have jobs again. You won't lose one plant. I promise you that.
The $10 billion Foxconn investment in an LCD plant in Racine County that never arrived. That land remains mostly empty.
Those jobs have left Ohio. They're all coming back. They're all coming back.
A large American factory stopped production today after more than half a century. 1,600 workers at the General Motors plant in Lordstown, Ohio, are affected by this.
It's hard to even fathom that I'm not going to be coming back tomorrow.
No more empty factories that sit there and rot.
Operations at GM's Warren transmission plant end today.
All the people that are left inside know this is their last shift here.
After Trump failed miserably, President Biden came in and saved jobs, not to mention the fact that Biden was the first sitting president to appear on a picket line during UAW strike. The only time you would ever see Trump near a picket line is to yell at those on strike. The Biden-Harris administration has worked hard to protect and strengthen the basic tenets of union labor: collective bargaining, fair pay, safe workplaces, and better benefits. If you can honestly tell me that you're against those things, then I'm sure you also want to remove child labor laws. You know, the very thing that Republicans keep trying to do. Oh, and if it's small hands that the GOP wants for labor, they can always just ask Trump. I mean, look at those things. They're so small, perfect for getting into tiny spaces and machines. Trump's anti-union sentiment extends even to his donors, like billionaire idiot Elon Musk.
I just don't like anything which creates kind of a lords and peasants sort of thing. And I think the unions naturally try to create negativity in a company and create a kind of sort of lords and peasants situation. There are many people at Tesla who have gone from working on the line to being in senior management. There is no lords and peasants. Everyone eats at the same table. Everyone parks in the same parking lot.
Does this guy even hear himself speak, or is he just enamored with his own voice, just like Trump? I also want to point out that this was right after he told advertisers to
go yourself.
And now Musk is suing them for leaving. I swear, these people scream that they're pro-labor and pro-capitalism, except when it doesn't benefit them. Now, one of the reasons that Musk hates unions is because of his Tesla employees who have suffered heat strokes, serious injuries, wage theft, and retaliation. He wants to do whatever he can without any consequences. It's that same mentality that got Twitter banned in Brazil, but that's a story for another day. Donald Trump agrees with Elon Musk's anti-union sentiment so much that he even praised Musk during their Twitter Spaces interview for firing workers who were striking for better pay and working conditions.
I mean, I look at what you do. You walk in and you just say, you want to quit? They go on strike. I won't mention the name of the company, but they go on strike and you say, that's okay, you're all gone. You're all gone. So every one of you is gone, and you are the greatest. You would be very good. Oh, you would love it.
And that admission resulted in a lawsuit.
The United Auto Workers Union has filed federal labor charges against both Trump and Musk after the X interview last night. The UAW claims that Trump and Musk threatened and intimidated workers who engaged in protected activities like strikes.
I mean, I look at what you do. You walk in and you just say, you want to quit? They go on strike. I won't mention the name of the company, but they go on strike and you say, that's okay, you're all gone. You're all gone. So every one of you is gone.
Well, I guess you could say they're learning a very important lesson.
The more you around, the more you're going to find out.
Oh, and I almost forgot, during Trump's first term, his Secretary of Labor was Alexander Acosta. Yes, that would be the same Acosta who gave Trump's BFF Jeffrey Epstein a sweetheart deal in his sex crimes case.
Mr. President, do you have any concerns about the Labor Secretary's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case?
I really don't know too much about it. I know he's done a great job as Labor Secretary, and that seems like a long time ago, but I know he's been a fantastic Labor Secretary. That's all I can really tell you about it. That's all I know about it.
Oof, not a great look, but then again, Trump did love to dance next to Epstein as they watched underage girls dance, which was at Mar-a-Lago. Birds of a feather and all that. At the end of the day, Donald Trump is a scumbag in a scab.
And I truly find it pathetic, you know, when I hear Trump the scab talk about how he's going to bring back the auto industry and bring it back fast. When he was president, he didn't do a damn thing to help the auto industry. Plants were closing and left this country, and he did nothing to help it.
There is only one ticket working for the American people, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, and it's showing in the polls.
The union vote is going to be incredibly important in this election. Both parties really vying for that support, especially in these battleground states where union household, union voters make up more of a share than in other states, than the national average. And so we're already seeing early indications that Harris is leading in polling when it comes to union households, about a 10% lead over Donald Trump. And so that's something they're looking to carry through, and we've seen several endorsements from union leadership.
But just because they're doing well right now doesn't mean that we should let up. We need to continue the work that's being done and remind everyone who actually puts America first when it comes to labor. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz. Well, that's all for me today. Thanks so much for watching, and feel free to follow me at I Am Gabe Sanchez. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to check out the audio version of What Was That, perfect for when you're on the go or just relaxing. Catch every episode wherever you listen to podcasts. And finally, What Was That is made possible by viewers like you. If you want to help the show grow and support us financially, consider becoming a member of my Patreon at patreon.com/IamGabeSanchez. So until next episode, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?